Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Language of Life podcast. The Language of Life podcast is a platform focused on intriguing stories about common life topics such as relationships, finance, and careers, all to inspire and motivate you for success. We welcome you to the Language of Life podcast, and I have with me a special guest today who's going to share some things with you. We're going to talk, we're going to have a good conversation about specific things. His name is Sean Allen. And I'm so excited to have you with us today, Sean. Welcome to the Language of Life podcast.
Thank you.
And this gentleman right here, this is my barber. I want to let you all know that. And he cuts my hair, and I'm so grateful that I'm able to come to him every other week, every 2 weeks. He's got me on the schedule to come here, even when I come from work. This location, the Unique Reflections, is located here in Herndon, Virginia, 150 Eldon Street, Suite 137, located in the Eldon Plaza. You need to come here and get connected, get your hair cut, enjoy some things. In this barbershop, he's got pictures all over this barbershop. Set in the wall, you see some very powerful figures within the African American community of times past, of present, and also with the skills and the things that are taking place here. It gives us a picture of the future. It gives us a picture of the future. And so when you come here, you're going to learn something, and you're going to be serviced. You're going to have top 5-star service when you come here. I couldn't say it enough. I'm so grateful for that. But I want, Sean, I want you to come and I want you to talk with us today. And we're going to ask you some questions and things about what you do and how you do it, how long you've been doing it. Sure. But overall, I have to put this in there because I found out that I had no idea that he knows about my hood in the Fairfax City, School Street.
Yeah, School Street.
And he spent some time down there, and he knows that area well. That's where I grew up. That's where he grew up and experienced a lot of his life experiences there on School Street in Fairfax City as well. And it's a lot of history there. And so we may talk about that today, but I want to talk to you, Sean. I want to celebrate you and what you've done. I want to thank you for allowing us to be a part and allowing the Language of Life podcast to come into this barbershop, your place of business, where you do business, and allow me to interview you. I want to ask some questions to you, man, about what you do and how you do it. I want to talk a little bit about the barbering business and how you got into that. Where is it in your life, or where was it in your life where you first decided that's what I want to do?
Oh man, I think it was kind of a backup plan.
Was it?
Yeah, going to barber school was a backup plan. I was working at Foot Locker and ended up not working at Foot Locker anymore. Straight out of high school, wondering what I was going to do with myself. And since, idle time is the devil's playground, I said, well, you know what, let me go ahead and at least just get busy, you know. And I tried school. I did a semester at Nova Community College, and I took business essentials. Got an A in the class, but was broke. Wow. And to me, that didn't make any sense, literally. You know what I mean? So I went into barber school. The money was good. I started calculating how long it's going to take you to cut hair, how much to get, how many hairs to cut. And I'm like, hey, man, that kind of makes sense. So at least I can, multiply my income while I'm thinking about my next move. So and then it ended up working out. So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And in some cases, you brought up something very important. And I say this very carefully, but it's factual, and you're living proof of it. Not every person is college material. For some folks, they have dreams, they have aspirations, and college gives you the skill set and the education. But for some folks, they take different routes. And I'm so glad to hear that the route you've taken was very positive.
Yeah.
You had a dream, you had a vision.
Yeah.
And you saw you knew what you wanted to do, and this was it. And this gives you the flexibility to do what you're able to do. And I applaud you, man.
Thank you.
I compliment you, man. Again, I want to ask you also, with that business mindset that you have, sounds like you've always had that kind of business mindset.
I think so. I like to think so.
Yeah, as a child. And I'm one, because one of the things when I talk with you, I hear so much confidence that you have, man. I always say that confidence propels competence. And man, you're competent.
Thank you, man.
What you do.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
I wanted to ask you, when you look around the shop here, and we're going to show a span of it when they begin to look at this. What gave you the idea of the pictures? I'm looking around right now, the pictures that are here, the art that's here. What gave you that idea?
So, where originally where we came from in the sense of the barbershop that we were at prior to opening up the shop. And I say we, I mean Kevin and myself.
Right.
You know, it wasn't. It was a black barbershop, but it didn't reflect culture. And we were very rooted into culture. We were very rooted into who we are, where we come from, the DMV, the roots of the DMV, Washington, D.C. And, you know, we wanted to reflect that and push out pride with who we are and have people come in and be proud of some of the things that they see and just the beauty and the artwork or some of the strong pictures that represent strength. And it first started out with these pictures right here. And we turned them into cabinets. Kevin was a Justin Boer fan, and so was I. So we was like, hey man, like, you know, because we were very similar with how we think.
Right.
So we decided to just start there first. And then it just kind of took on root. We had a few clients that were local artists. They donated some of their artwork for us, but you know, for sale, and we're not charging or anything like that. And then some people brought in gifts as artwork.
Wow.
And then, you know, Kev, he'll see some artwork that that was really strong and it stood out to him, so he'll get it, put it up, and then, you know, before you know it, man, we have a whole art gallery in here, and it just, you know, we just opened the door, and it just fell into place like that.
Wow.
You know, God has a funny way of bringing things together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's awesome, Sean, you know, because when I come in the first, because, you know, being a musician playing the piano, I saw my man Nat King Cole on the wall.
Yeah.
And I said, then I saw other artists, other arts, and it really highlights, it celebrates the African American culture, our culture, man. It's that when people come in here, all you gotta do is look on the wall and you can identify with those pictures on the wall.
Yeah.
On TV, you know, there are things that you have on TV, the music,
Yeah.
the environment, the atmosphere, the conversations are positive, man. It's educational. And I said this on our previous interview with Kevin. I said, man, you guys, man, are on point with the stats, man.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much information coming through there, man, that you're able to share. You know, I looked at the different things that you specialize in and the different haircuts. It talks about the frohawk, the mohawk, the razor line ups, the scissor cuts, the beard cuts and shaves, man, that you do. And I think that when people begin to look at this, they begin to see, you know, that specific things, the versatility that's here with what you do. How long, Sean? How long have you been cutting hair? How long have you been doing this?
Professionally since 2003. So we're going on 21 years. But, you know, in high school, School Street, we used to have some of them School Street boys come over to get their hair cut.
Okay.
And so, you know, I've been doing this for, you know, a good 25 years. But 21 years professionally, legitimately. Yeah.
And, you know, when you were coming up, who was it that inspired you? Did you have like a person, or you saw someone that inspired you?
I think, you know, my father used to have me mow grass a lot and always keep the line straight, you know, and always kind of like have an eye for it. And I used to hate it, man. And I think naturally, like, I think most barbers, well, at least Kev and I, people started messing up my hair, man. I got tired of it. I grew my hair out because I got tired of getting my hair cut messed up like that all the time. So then I practiced on myself, practiced on other guys from School Street in the neighborhood, and you know, it was just kind of like it just ran with it, you know. Just kind of took a life of its own.
You know, that's amazing when you said some of the guys from School Street used to come up here and get their hair cut.
Oh yeah.
I saw one of the my appointments that I had here with you. I saw one gentleman I had not seen in a long time. I looked at him.
He was a little kid too.
And I looked at him. He looked familiar, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
He kept looking at me, and I think you said he mentioned who he knew who I was. I couldn't remember exactly who he was, but he looked like his dad.
Yeah.
And the connection that took place is when he said his father's name. Then I remembered. I said, "Okay, this is it." He looks just like his dad. But it's so amazing to come here, and it's like coming home.
Some of them guys still come in here that I used to cut back in the day, but their kids are coming in now. They done lost their hair, you know what I mean? So they just kind of keep their beard together.
Right.
And they'll bring their sons graduating high school, so he'll bring them in for a haircut. Yeah. But a lot of these guys that I used to cut, you know, they still come. So,
Right.
You know.
Right. Sean, what's the best way for people to get in touch with you, what's the best way that they can schedule an appointment with you?
I say call the shop,
Call the shop.
703-871-9000. Any barber here is well on point and can get any service that you're looking for. And, you know, it's all about, you know, sharing, you know what I mean? So anybody that comes in is welcome. Anybody can take care of you. Whatever you, fro hawk, bald fade, bald head. Man, we have a lady here giving back rubs. And I ain't talking about the nasty type back rubs. I'm talking about the real legitimate stress reliever from the neck and shoulders.
Right.
That type of back rub.
You know, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, I gotta put that out there. Ain't gonna chop this up, make it look like we running that type of house.
That's
This legitimate.
And you know, it's good to know that. It's good to know that. Thank you, Sean.
Yeah.
Slapping some tap on that one, man.
Hey, man.
Because people know me in different arenas, different circles,
Yeah,
man.
no, that's legit.
Yeah, that covers me, man. And you know, one of the things I want to say, man, is because of the different circles that I'm in, you know, it's so good to have a barber that, you know, that's cutting your hair. And you trust them when they're cutting your hair. And it's something that's a connection that's there as well. And I've always been very particular, you know, about that. But I think that you fit that mold well, man. And I'm grateful because of the type of service you provide.
Thank you.
You know, you're definitely a man of integrity, a man of character, as well as a man that has a lot of ability and inspiration to inspire other people as well, man. So I'm thankful for that, man.
Thank you, Paul. I appreciate that. Man.
Yeah, man. And like I said, man, I feel like I've known you for such a long time, man. And
you know, jail like that.
Yeah,
it's a Fairfax City thing, I guess.
That's what it is. You're a homeboy, man.
Yeah.
Oh boy. You know, Sean, I want to ask you a couple more questions, and we're going to close. But I'm so excited, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you are learning from here, from this right here. One of the things I want to ask you, because I always think about our college students, our young people, the next generation. You talked about that, where you have persons my age or a little older, and we're losing our hair, but our children are coming. You shape up that mustache and goatee, but you give them a new haircut and you just kind of go to the next generation. Thinking about the younger generation, thinking about all the things that are happening in our communities and abroad with some of the challenges that are taking place, what advice would you give to that person, the young man or the young lady that's about to make a major decision? They're about to graduate high school, about to graduate college. They've gone out in the work world. They work part-time jobs, but now reality is kicking in. What would you tell them? What word of encouragement would you give to them to help them to stay focused on pursuing their dreams?
So first, I would say find something that you love and that you're passionate about. Chase it and be relentless at never giving up. A fail is not a fail unless you give up. The loss is just a lesson learned, which is almost like a college education. And until you find your passion, find something that's going to put some type of resource in your pocket. You know, that could be an education, that could be some time, that could be some money, but you're gonna have to gain some resources in order to create value within yourself. And then go 20 hours at that, 19 hours, 15 hours. Like especially if you're young, high school, you know, you're getting out of college, man, you really don't have nothing to lose, man. You haven't even lived long enough to establish anything, to lose anything. So you really can step onto the world platform with 100% confidence, somebody that maybe Paul or myself would be a little bit reluctant to step into, because we do have something to lose, family, house, bills, whatever. But if you're young, man, attack it, be vicious, be relentless, never quit, never give up, and keep on pushing. And jumping hurdles, tripping, falling, that's just part of the game. And don't ever be discouraged. That's the devil's love juice right there. So don't even entertain that. Just keep on getting up and keep pushing.
Now that's what I'm talking about, man. I'm gonna give you amen on that one, man.
Thank you, man.
But overall, man, that's awesome. There's a words. It's a word I like to use, a little word game at the end, and it's the word team. And in that word TEAM, and for the word team and the word team, the letters T, what does that T stand for you? And I'm gonna take some notes too while you're talking.
Yeah,
man.
so you know, for this one, I'm more of a I'm a slower thinker, meaning it takes me time to really develop a lot of thoughts. So for this one, I'm just gonna go off the cuff with because this is not my style. I'm not a quick shooter like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say team, it would have to be, the T would stand for togetherness,
Togetherness.
which really is unity. Because there's strength in numbers. And I think that's part of our culture. That's one of the biggest problems that we have, just with the Black community in general, is that, you know, we're not unified, but we're creating everything out here for the world to enjoy. And we're the last ones to really enjoy it in terms of resources or resourcefulness. So yeah, unity. I would say the T would have to be for togetherness and unity.
You know, that's funny that you say that. That's just confirming the conversation I even had with my oldest son today, talking about togetherness, talking about the family.
Yeah.
And coming together. That's awesome. I even
Big.
wrote down the word because you said time too. So I said maybe he's gonna talk about time. But
Yeah. If we came together, man, obstacles would crumble, and it, you know, the world would bow at our feet. Is what I think. But that's our biggest problem is unity.
Unity,
Yeah.
togetherness, unity. I like that. Then the letter E. The letter E. When you think about the letter E, what word comes to
Again,
mind?
this is just off the top. You know what I mean? This isn't how I roll, but I'm gonna just say effort, man.
Effort.
Giving 100% of your effort. Yep, and always staying, you know, consistent with your effort, even when you don't want to do it.
Right.
You know, it's a rainy day outside. Hey, man, just go out there and just put your mind to it and say that nothing's gonna stop me but God, and keep on pushing. Give it your effort. Today, your effort might be 90%. Tomorrow might be 85, but give your 100% of your 85, 100% of your 100, whatever it is you feeling that day, give it all of that and keep on pushing.
And that means a lot. And effort, I like that. So you got togetherness, you got effort, and there's the other letter A. What does that stand up for you?
I would say attention.
Attention. Wow.
Yeah, I would say attention, man. Attention, you can kind of split that in a lot of different ways, meaning pay attention, be attentive to what you're doing. If you're paying attention to what you're doing, you're consistently getting better, finding new ways to get better. Attention is also acquiring knowledge for yourself. And that's the first step to make in anything that you do, is to acquire the facts, you know what I mean? Acquire the knowledge, so you have to pay some type of attention to get it.
Right.
So I'm gonna say attention.
That's awesome. You know, attention to detail. You know,
Yeah.
pay attention. You know, one of the things that I like what you said, because there's so many people that come here. There's one gentleman, Mr. Rob, Dr. Rob, who comes through here, man.
Yeah.
I think that when you sit down and hear people like that in your shop, in your place of business, come in, clients that you have, they come in, and there are times where I see him. I guess he's gotten a haircut, but it seems like he loves to come here. He probably gets a haircut and he stays for a while and he talks, communicates with everybody else. That's the kind of atmosphere, the togetherness, the unity that's here, man. And I always believe that when you pay attention, man, I always say the greatest teacher is one who remains teachable, man. Paying attention to what people are saying and drawing from that, gleaming from each other. And then the last letter in the word team is M.
I'm gonna make this a double one. I'm gonna say management and motivation.
Management.
Yeah, you got to manage your time wisely. You got to manage your life accordingly to where it's going to fit your goals. You know, management comes in order of your life. So you got to manage yourself before you can manage your finances and anything else that you're trying to accomplish, meaning your goals. And then you got to stay motivated. Again, going back to if you're not feeling motivated, it's 85%. Well, give it 100% of your 85. Find a way to stay motivated and just keep going, meaning just being relentless. Never give up, never quit. And you just make up your mind to just keep pushing no matter how you're feeling that day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Sean, you need to get on the track there, man. You need to get on the record, man, of giving some motivational speeches, man.
That's why we're here. That's what we do. You know how many seeds we done dropped in these little kids' head, and they taller than us, bigger than us. Man, there's kids out here making more money than we making, and we be seeing them with snotty noses and nappy hair and dandruff in their hair. And we're like, man, we charging you extra today. All this free game we giving you. We done help raise some of these kids here.
That's right.
Yeah.
And see, that's the key. That's the key, man, that you play as a cornerstone in the community and abroad, is when you have young men, young women, young people come here, you're not only able to provide a service to them, to groom them, but to give them wisdom and knowledge, to help educate them.
Yeah.
That's awesome, and motivate them. So I see here what you're saying is togetherness with effort, making sure you have paying attention and utilizing management and motivation, man.
Yeah.
So like I say, if it's 85%, give all the way up to the 85%. To give the best that you can
That's what you
give
got.
on that day, man.
Yeah, every day ain't the same.
Yeah. And so with this close, ladies and gentlemen, Sean, man, I've learned so much from just talking with you right now. I've got some notes here, man. And I hope that you have been able to learn. And I want to say, Sean, that this is our first time with Language of Life on the road.
I'm glad that we was helping to break that in.
Man, and it's through you, and it's through your business, and you and Kevin, man, that have given us the ability to come to Unique Reflections Barbershop here in Herndon, Virginia, and have our first Language of Life on the road. Yeah. And so I want to thank you once again.
I'm glad we
man.
could help, man.
And I also want to ask you this, and I always ask with awesome interviews, because this is an awesome interview.
Thank you.
Would you be willing to be our guest again and come back and grace this platform again, the Language of Life?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, definitely. Just give me the ring. You know you got that.
All right. You all have heard this, and you're going to see us on a bigger platform, because we're working on coming up to have a round table where we can talk and we can hear more about, what you've done to really start this business. And I want people to really hear the background information and the things that you had to do to really set this business up, because you talked about business. In order to be effective in what you do, I know that there's a business back understanding that you have, and how to function and how to make sure everything is in line, your team and everything, and how they function and how they do things, man.
Yeah.
And you're a man that commands respect.
Thank you.
And you're so well deserving of it, man.
Thank you, sir. All glory to God.
All right, man. So ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it. You've heard it here from Sean Allen. Sean Allen, that last name, I'm going to still say, I know we know about the same hood. I'm going to see if there's a connection to family line too. But this is the Language of Life podcast. We believe that making a difference starts here at the Language of Life, where you can learn, and we can have special guests on our show like Sean, and of course his coworker Kevin, and how they've opened up their office, their shop, and their place of business to allow us to come in and share and ask questions so that they can give answers to help you as we celebrate them. And the celebrating of them, it brings out the skill sets and the information and the expertise to help communicate, to educate you to be the best that you can be. This is the Language of Life, and my name is Paul Taylor, and this is all that we have for now, but we will be back shortly, soon, and we're going to bring Sean back, we can bring Kevin back, and we may have both of them on the platform together where I can talk to both of you all at the same time.
We have a whole line of people that got interesting stories that can help push the culture.
You heard it.
Yeah.
You heard it from Sean. So we'll see you next time, and we pray that you're encouraged. Be blessed. Bye now.